You've seen them all over your feed, right? These AI-generated story videos. Some of them have millions and millions of views, while others just don't. Well, the difference isn't about luck, and it's not some secret algorithm. It's actually a playbook. And today, we're going to walk through that exact playbook, step by step, so you can make AI videos that people genuinely want to watch and share. So, let's just get right into it, because this is the question so many creators are asking. You spend all this time generating images, you write a script, you piece it all together, and then nothing. It just flatlines. Why does that happen? It's a problem that honestly trips up almost everyone when they're starting out. But the good news is, it's completely fixable. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by breaking down what makes a video a total flop. Then we'll unlock the secrets to a really magnetic story. After that, we'll get into how to create consistent visuals in a voice that people actually want to listen to before we pull it all together so you're ready to go. To really understand how to win, you first have to know why so many people lose. And it's usually not about having fancy tools. It almost always comes down to a few basic mistakes that are really easy to make, but are absolutely fatal for keeping people watching. You know, when viewers swipe away, it usually boils down to a couple of key things. The story might just be boring, a generic script they pulled straight from ChatGPT, or the visuals are a total mess, with the main character looking different in every single scene. And of course, that robotic, unedited AI voice, that's an instant turnoff for almost everyone. It all just screams low effort. Okay, so now let's fix the biggest problem first, the story. This is, without a doubt, the absolute foundation of any video that goes viral. We're going to take a close look at what channels like Moon Hindi Animation do because, honestly, they've completely cracked the code on AI storytelling. And this, right here, is the heart of it all. You can have the most beautiful visuals and the perfect voice, but if your story is weak, your video is going to fail. The best creators out there are story geniuses first and AI artists second. They don't just copy and paste. They build a narrative that grabs you and refuses to let go. So after looking at over 100 of their videos, a really clear pattern starts to emerge. It all comes down to 4 key tricks. A hook that grabs your attention instantly, a re-hook every 10 seconds to keep you watching, a big emotional payoff at the end, and the most important one, which we're about to dive into, designing everything for their specific audience. This is so brilliant because it's so simple. The people behind Moon Hindi Animation know their audience is 90% kids. So what do they fill their videos with? Animals, birds, and food. All the things kids absolutely love. They're not trying to be everything to everyone. They are laser focused on what their audience cares about. And that one decision shapes every single story they tell. All right, you've got your story locked in. The next major hurdle is making your video actually look professional. And the biggest giveaway of a low-effort AI video is when the character is all over the place. A farmer who suddenly has a different shirt or is 20 years older in the next shot. Let's fix that right now. The process is actually way easier than it sounds. You just start by taking a screenshot of a character you like, then upload it to an AI tool, say Gemini, and just tell it to cut out the person and get rid of everything else. You might need to give it one more prompt to clean things up, like remove the pizza from his hand. Once you have that clean, perfect image, you save it. That becomes your master reference. And once you have your character, your prompt is everything. A boring prompt like farmer eating pizza just gives the AI way too much room for error. But just look at the difference a detailed prompt makes, describing the house, the field, the big white pigeon. It gives you so much more control, and the image you get back is 1,000 times better. And here it is. This is the real secret sauce. For every single new image you generate, you have to use that clean character photo as a reference. You upload it right along with your text prompt. This basically tells the AI, hey, make this scene, but make damn sure the main character looks exactly like this. This one step is the key to perfect visual consistency. It's a game changer. We've got our story, we've got our visuals. Now for that third pillar, the voice. A raw, robotic AI voice can kill even the greatest video. We have to turn that flat narration into something that sounds natural, professional, and engaging, the kind of voice that actually keeps someone listening. We can break this down into 3 really simple stages. First, you just generate the raw audio. The popular Alex voice, for example. You can generate that using the text-to-speech in an app like Filmora Pro. Second, you take that raw file and run it through a tool like Adobe Podcast's free speech enhancer. This thing is like magic. It just zaps the robotic sound right out of it. Finally, you bring it into a free editor, something like Lexis Audio Editor, for that last bit of professional polish. Okay, the magic here is all in the specific settings.
When you're in the audio editor, you're not just clicking random buttons. You're going to use the equalizer to boost the high and low frequencies. That gives you crispness and bass. Then, you add a super subtle echo with a low delay and feedback. And finally, just a touch of reverb to give the voice some depth and presence, so it sounds like it was recorded in an actual room. And for the final touch, after you've applied all those effects, you just hit normalize. It's a simple one-click thing that just balances all the audio levels across the whole track. It makes the final result sound incredibly clean, balanced, and just professional. It's that last 5% that really makes all the difference.
Okay, we have done the hard work. We've crafted the story, we've created our consistent visuals, and we've engineered a professional-sounding voice. Now it's time to put all the pieces together into a polished final video that's ready to go. So your final workflow is basically just a checklist. First, bring everything into an editor like CapCut. If your AI tool left a watermark, no big deal. Just zoom in on the clip a tiny bit to hide it. Next, you want to tighten up your pacing by cutting out the little silent gaps in your voiceover, mute any weird audio from the original clips, and finally, sync everything up, adjusting the speed of each clip so the action on screen matches the words perfectly.
And hey, when you're ready to export, just stick with 1080p. It's the gold standard for platforms like YouTube. It makes sure your video looks crisp and high quality on any screen without creating a gigantic file. Just keep your other settings maxed out and you'll be golden. So, there you have it. We've gone through the entire playbook, from coming up with the story to the final export. The tools are out there and the techniques are actually pretty straightforward. Success here isn't about some secret sauce, it's just about applying these principles with a little bit of care and effort. So let's just boil it all down, shall we? Viral AI videos are built, they don't just happen by accident. It all starts with a great story that's made for a very specific audience. It's held together by consistent visuals that create a world you can actually believe in. And it's all delivered with a polished, engaging voice that just feels professional. When you master these three things, story, visuals, and voice, you stop being just another AI creator and you become someone who truly stands out from the crowd. Look, the barrier to creating animated content has literally never been lower, but the barrier to creating good content, that's still the same as it's always been. It takes creativity and it takes effort. You now have the entire technical playbook. The only thing that's missing is your unique idea. So what story are you going to be the one to bring to life?